Good morning. So I just wanted to walk through two of the most common mistakes that we have is a lot of you are getting ready to start submitting. And as you're proofing, you're going to want to take a look at both of these things. I'm just going to zoom out just a little. The first is overset text. So overset text is a very confusing message. It really should just be that your text isn't fitting or something's getting cut off. That's what you're seeing. When you get that message, you really do need to take a look. There's an option to just continue anyway and ignore that message. Never, ever, ever ignore that message. And let me tell you why. So there's two types of overset text. Let me just show you what it is. So here's Mary had a little lamb. In the event that someone makes the text box too small, we could have a word just kind of drop out. And it's very obvious here on Mary had a little lamb that lamb is missing, but on your text block, you might have a whole block of text and just one or two words might be getting cut off. And it's very difficult to tell that as you're looking through the page. And so this is what is overset text. Now, if I zoom in on this and I select it, you'll see that this red plus sign is here. If this is opened up and the text is fitting, there's just an L, and that's to link this, which is a whole other option. But basically the L means everything is good. But if text is getting cut off, you'll get this red plus sign, and that means we need to take action. But most of the time, you don't have it selected. You're looking at your page, everything looks good. You're ready to go. So you'll go out here to File, Save, and Close. Then you're going to click on Proof the Spread, but this message comes up, this overflow text or overset text. And what it basically is saying is something's cut off. Never, ever, ever hit continue anyway, unless you're 100% sure. And I'll tell you when you can do that. But so really, it's not never, ever, ever, but 99.9% of the time, you definitely want to show me and discard proof. So it's going to bring me into the page, and it's going to highlight the text in question, saying something's wrong here. So the fix is you either stretch down or you stretch over, open up the box just to reveal more text. Now, the other type of overset text is where nothing's wrong, nothing's obviously gone. And what happens there is someone types this out, and then they hit return 4 times, and then they go back in and they just kind of, okay, let me tighten this up and make sure everything fits nice. And now we have Mary had a little lamb. Everything looks good on the page. This is correct. We go to File, Save, and Close. And then when you go to Proof the Spread, you get your overflow text. You hit Show Me, because we never want to just continue anyway. And then you're looking here and saying, well, wait a minute. Mary had a little lamb is correct. I don't understand what's wrong. The program is reading those extra character and where I hit enter 4 times. So you want to open this up. You can take the step of going in and just clicking in there and then kind of tightening that up. But it's basically what you see is what you get. So in this case, you really wouldn't have to take action. If for some chance, let's say, I go here and I've got these 5 extra enters there. If this is looking good, this is how it's going to print. You can continue anyway and move through the process. I'm not a fan of moving through the process with that overset text in there because maybe it's somewhere else too and we just missed it. I want to make sure I go in, and if you see nothing, you just click in there and you'll see the cursor starts to enter right where that extra line is. It's reading that. And I just want to tighten that up. I just want to make sure that when I get out here to save and close and I'm out here on my proof screen, I want this just to go right into yellow. I don't want to take that chance. Okay, let's talk about error number 2. So I'm going to cancel this proof. I'm going to go back to edit spread. I'm also going to zoom out just a little. I want to see a little bit of my pasteboard. So very often your students are going to grab a background. They're going to go over to fill and they're going to choose a color. And then they're going to move the background, try to get it right up in that corner. And then they're going to stretch down and they're going to try to fill up the whole page. And they kind of go like that. And they look and go, oh yeah, great. This is filling up the whole page. Everything looks good. So what we're going to end up here is we have improper bleed edge. And let me show you what that means. If I go up here and I go to show bleed bar on the view menu, you can see that we've missed the background on 3 sides. This one looks like it's just getting to the edge, but I have this white gap here, the white gap on the right. Your pages are going to print like this, and this is really a junky look when you have all this background and it's just not getting to the edge. This is 50% of the errors that we receive in the plant are just on bleeds alone. So how do we remedy that? I'm going to go back and put the bleed bar on. I'm going to zoom out a little more to 75% so I can see more of the bleed bar. All you have to do, you see this blue bar that goes past the page? You can't go far enough. Let me do a different color just to really illustrate what I'm doing here. So the pink, so you can just see the bleed bars there. You can't go far enough. You just want to way past. Tell your kids, like, just blow it out. You could tell them, if we're doing backgrounds, go to 50% and then stretch this thing all the way out like that. That's fine. You can't go far enough. We will cut the page right on the line. Let me just put a transparency on here just so you can see this is the actual edge. And let me take the bleed bars off. You can see this is the edge. This is where we will cut. So if we're cutting between pink and pink, we're never going to have that gap. So you just go past those blue. And this is extreme. You don't have to go that far, of course, but you just want to make sure with the bleed bars on, and that's what these bleed bars are there for, just to let you know you just have to go past them. That's kind of cool, that trail. I don't know what that's all about, but I like it. And I'm going to just move this up a little. So right there, that's perfect. That's going to work really well. And it's going to alleviate any of the problem. The easiest way to do a background, I'm going to delete this. I'm just going to click on backgrounds. And this is kind of hidden. I wish this was the default, but when you click on backgrounds, you're going to get all of these color images. If you click where it says color images and you go to formula colors, all the colors that are over here in fill, all these colors are right here. And so all you have to do is you grab the one you want, you just drag and drop it. It automatically goes right out to the edge of the bleed edges perfectly. And it can't be moved either. You can't shift this accidentally and move it anywhere. So I can move my text over it and never shift that. This is the best way to do your backgrounds. You can also tint these if you feel like something like that is too strong and move it around. Makes this really easy to do. So always go to background and formula colors if you're doing a solid color. If you're doing a photo, of course, it's going to be the other way. And even with those photos, make sure that you go out past the bleeds. If you guys have any questions on these two very important issues as you're submitting, please let me know. Thanks.